Yes, good day and welcome once again. My name is Emmanuel Dache, and today we'll be delving deeply into another interview session. And of course, we have in the studio Mr. Ifan Umba, the CEO Light Africa. Yes, once again, sir, congratulations on your recently launched
Sir,
book. Of
thank you,
course,
sir.
the launching was last week. As we could see, they are humans, the black and the white, the rich and the poor. So basically, this interview session will be delving into critical questions as regards his experience as a writer in Afro-time. And also, we'll be having another session of question and answer directed from him to me. And we look forward to the fact that this will be very, very exhilarating and interesting. So once again, thank you, Mr. Ifan.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask, how did it felt like your recently launched book? Of course, you have launched other books before now, but I believe this recently launched book will come with some unique experiences.
Yeah.
So how was the experience like? Yeah, because just like a woman who is going to the hospital to put to bed, the way she was able to give birth last year will not be the way she'll be giving birth to this year.
Yeah.
So bringing new things, perhaps they come with some uniqueness. Of
Yeah.
course, every labor come with its unique pain. I know. So I would like you to share with us. How does it feel like launching? Uh, there are humans, the black and the white, the rich and the poor.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's an honor. Launching a book is a process. It's a process, and for every process, there are thousands of things to learn for every process. So the things I write down during You Have All It Takes launching are different from the things I actually wrote down this season. Like these are different moments. They are different moments. The years are different. The times are different. In fact, the people who attended this book launch are totally different from the set
Wow.
of people
Wow.
that attended You Have All It Takes.
Wow.
They are totally different. I just have about 5% of the same people who attended You Have All It Takes that attended this one, then 95% new person. So there are a lot of things I've come to learn, and these things I'll be sharing in my videos, subsequent videos I'll be making. There are a lot of things that I want to share with other writers and to encourage them that they should keep moving. You learn, you do something new, and you keep moving. So the first thing I think I learned from this book launch is that I should not give up.
That's
I should
nice.
not give up. Like I should not give up. There are people who believes in you. You don't even know them. They believes in you. So when you give up, automatically you're giving up on not just yourself, but on a very large crowd of people,
People.
your entire community, your families. So I learned not to give up. The major thing I learned in this book launch, not to give up on myself.
Of course, our lives is telling a story, irrespective of the fact that we are aware or we are unaware. It's telling a
Yeah.
story. Just like you say, there's no need to give up because you're inspiring somebody.
Yeah.
I must confess, the picture of the launching last week was so captivating. I keep resonating, like I keep resonating. The person that came from all work, so I was there present. Yes, I had to leave and come back again. Of course, I had other things to attend to briefly. So the numbers of persons who came from all walks of life, some were coming from nearby, some were coming from far places. You see, I was so impressed, and of course, we could hear testimony from persons who have glanced through the book, and it's obvious that it's actually inspiring
Yeah.
people. So yes, with 5 books under your yes, with 5 books under your belt so far, how how has your writing process evolved over time? Of course, this is not the only book you've written.
Mm.
Yes, you have written books and you're also incubating some. So the question now is, how has your writing process been able to transition? How has it evolved? Like the ideas are quite different
Yeah.
from the same source.
Yes.
Particularly, I'm so intrigued about this book. I'm still reading it. I'm so intrigued about this very book because the idea, the picture, the story you're trying to convey in this book. Imagine picking ideas from the white, they are white and they are black. You see the idea. So the question is, how have you been able to evolve? So the other book you launched the last time was you have all it takes.
Yes.
So these ideas are quite different. The transition and how have you been able to evolve, coming up with these ideas, coping, blending them uniquely and delivering them in such a spectacular way as you are doing.
Oh, um, the first now to say is that, like I said, writing is a journey. The more you write, and the more consistent you are, the more you're gonna dive into new things. You're gonna learn new things. The research I make during You Have All It Takes are totally different. the moment I spent to write that book is entirely different from the moment I spent to write They Are Humans, the Black and the White, the Rich and the Poor. They're entirely different moments, and the investment are different. The more you learn something, it will come to a point whereby you can easily achieve. It will be like somebody is taking 5 years to write a book, and you're taking 1 year to write the same book. The problem is not the 5 years. The problem is your consistency and the things you're learning while writing. So this book actually comes from the deepest part of my belief. It comes from the deeper part of my belief, not just to my mind. This book is not just speaking to the mind, but also to the soul of every individual. They are humans, the black and the white, the rich and
The
the
rich and
poor.
the poor.
So I looked at the criticism in our society, how people are afraid to do certain things because they feel they are not worthy. They feel the blacks are better than the white, or the white are better than the blacks. No, they are humans.
Actually,
Yeah, they are humans.
honestly.
So from that moment to this moment, there have been a lot of things. From the moment of we have all it takes to the moment of they are humans, there have been a lot of research, thousands of research, and so many things have come into the gap. So many things have come into the gap, and I would like to say, do more of what you're doing. There will be so many things that will come into the gap for you to achieve your goals.
Thanks for that very apt and well aligned answer. Perhaps it's obvious that there's a well where these ideas are flowing from.
Yeah,
Definitely. So in effort time, I've understood that nothing good comes without a challenge.
yeah,
In every step one is trying to take in life, there are hurdles. Even there are hurdles to the next level of your life.
yes, sir.
So I would like to ask, what challenges did you face while working on this on your most recent book? What are the encumbrances, hurdles,
Okay,
stumbling blocks that come your path? Of course, there will likely gonna be. So I would like us to know
yeah.
those challenges and
Believe, believe in yourself. One of the greatest challenges I think I faced writing this project is believing in myself. Yeah, believing in yourself. And nothing can stop you if you believe in yourself. Nothing can stop you. You're gonna fail 1,000 times, but just ensure you're believing in yourself. There will be a problem if people believe in you more than the way you believe in yourself. So
mm,
please, the major thing I faced was fighting the belief from
fighting the belief.
the outer circle. Okay, I was so much aware of myself. I was aware. I knew that I can achieve this goal. In fact, the first challenge I faced was contracting 5 researchers to come help me to get information of this book. The 5 of them gave up. They were like, we can't do this. Like they got tired because the demands were high.
It was
The
quite
yes,
calculated.
the demands was high.
I
This
can
is what I
imagine.
want. This is what I want. This is what I want. So the demands they were so high. So these guys gave up. I was like, if 5 people can give up, and
Mm,
so that was one of the things that almost break me down. But like I said, I believe so much in myself that I can achieve this goal. So I started making the research. I would spend about 8 hours make research. Some days 10 hours, some
mm,
days 12 hours making the research. So the greatest thing I think I used to achieve this goal is I believe in myself so much,
that's right.
so much. There are people who called me and told me, "Why are you writing? In fact, why are you writing this book? Do you think you can achieve this goal? Why not just keep this book and start reading John C. Maxwell books and all that?" John
Yes,
C.
definitely.
Maxwell is not Ifani, it's not like Africa. John C. Maxwell is John C. Maxwell.
With a
I
different
am
vision,
with a different vision entirely.
actually.
I can't be like him. In fact, I don't think if I'll ever write like him. I am unique in my own way. I learn from him so much. I learn from him so much. In fact, I read his books. Failing in love that the person don't know that I read his book.
Mm,
So many of his books I've gone through, I've glanced through, learn and get quality informations. So believe in yourself and do not let people unbelief stop your believing.
that's very, very cool. Of course, like I said earlier, the other challenge has come to our party. If you
Yeah,
want to do something good,
yeah,
you must try to break out of the influence of those challenges. So it's so very, very, very good to know that you're able to come through these challenges and make headway. And we could see the numbers of persons who were testifying to this regards
yeah,
when the book was published. Just imagine that you were unable to you were unable to come through. You succumb to these challenges. You see, what should have been wouldn't have been.
yeah.
So perhaps there's always good to a kind of overcome what tend to pose itself to
Yeah,
you.
there's room for failure, but there's
Yes,
no room to give up.
at all. So I also like to, even as we make progress in the course of this interview. Yes. So far you've published how many books?
I've published 3 books.
3 books. Excellent. So I would like to ask, Among these three books that you've published, that you've launched, yes, so which one do you hold so dear to your heart?
So dear
And
to my
why?
heart.
And why? Yes. Because of course I know the ideas in these books are quite different. The
Yeah,
message this book are trying to convey to
yeah,
convey are quite different, even though they are coming from the same source, right? But
yes.
then yeah, they are, of course we never can tell. Even though a father gave birth to two children, there's one that is holding so dear. So likewise, in this video, I would like to ask which of them do you also dear, and why do you consider this one so important and so dear to you?
Oh, and
It's a
me,
it's obviously a tough question, obviously,
it's a tough
but there's
question.
always an answer
It's a
to
tough question.
it.
Standing at the side of your book and leaving the other ones. The truth remains, they are humans. This a recent published book, The
Okay,
Black and the White, the Rich and the Poor.
and the poor, they are
This book
humans.
is targeted on human realization. So I hold humanity so dear to my heart. The philosophy of this book, like I said, is target on human realization, and we just have 30% of self-development, 70% of human realization, understanding that the rich and the poor, the black and the white, they are humans. So this book holds so much place in my heart because I've been through the process. I've been through the process of not believing in yourself before start believing in yourself. I've been through the process of low self-esteem, thinking someone is better than another.
Mm,
The good part is that they are humans. They are humans. The black and the white, the rich and the poor. So
obviously, they are
whatever they
humans.
have achieved, you can achieve. So this book holds a special place in my heart because it is actually a book for human realization, and I believe every human needs to realize this truth.
Thanks a lot. Obviously, they're all humans, irrespective of being black, being
Yeah,
white, being rich, or being poor. It's just that perhaps we could also see that they are humans, but they are differently endowed.
yeah,
Yes, of course, they are differently endowed.
yeah.
I was going through statistics recently yesterday, and the question was asked, why are people poor?
Oh,
And from that research, the findings that were gathered in Africa was that people are poor because they were born poor, irrespective of the fact that you are poor, you were born poor, and of course you were growing up, you came to realize yourself, and you begin to gear conscious effort towards coming out of that poverty, right? Which is a plague. But
yeah,
then you discover that few persons are able to skate through, while some persons wouldn't make headway. Now, those
yeah,
persons who couldn't make headway, they are poor because they were born poor, not because they did something to make them poor.
yeah.
Actually, that is actually from research that is just defined. So, irrespective of what you just said, I believe it's still applicable. So,
Oh,
thanks a lot. The final question from this end I would like to ask is what advice would you like to give to aspiring authors who are working on their first manuscript? A lot of persons you are inspiring them out there, even the persons you are aware of and those you are not aware of. Of course, persons have been blessed by your books. Persons have been blessed by the ability from you that you are making headway. So, what advice would you give to this set of persons who have been inspired, by what you are doing and who are
oh.
working on their first manuscript?
First, now, like you said, okay, earlier on today, I received a call from someone. She was seeking advice on how she can scale through her jobs, and I think this week alone, I've received so many calls on people who want to publish their books. Now, the first now, like you said, is that believe in yourself, believe you can achieve your goals, which is very, very, very important. Then you have to work hard. Work hard. So nobody's gonna help you. People
Oh,
only help you when they see that you're doing something. So nobody helps you doing nothing. You have to do something. Work hard, believe in yourself, and don't let the money limit you. A lot of people have books they have not published because they don't have the money. Don't let the money limit you. Have the material, then wait for the money. So work hard, keep working hard, do what you can do. Do not say, okay, I don't have money, I should stop writing, go work, gather some money. It's good. It's good to go work to make money, but even as you work to make money, still schedule yourself to write for
yes,
30 minutes every day. It will help
actually.
you. Consistency is the key. Do not stop writing. Do not stop writing because you don't have finance. Keep writing, keep believing in yourself, keep moving. The best advice I can give you is focus on the practical more than the theory. The practical says write every day. The theory says study every day. So focus on the practical. Sorry to say, focus on the practical in as much as you focus on the theory. Balance the two. Read every day, write every day. Read every day, write every day. Don't stop writing because people are looking down on you. I have been through that process. In fact, one of the greatest battle I faced writing was that my own uncle, who is an English teacher, did not believe in me. He didn't believe in me,
Wow.
and that was, this is your own, someone from your own family. But that never stopped me.
At all.
That never stopped me. That encouraged me to become more of who I am today. So I'm encouraging every upcoming writer or aspiring to publish your books. please believe in yourself. Believe you can do something great. Believe that the black and the white, the rich and the poor are humans. Believe that they have achieved a goal. You also can achieve a goal. Believe that all things are possible. Believe that you have the power to achieve your dreams, regardless of your background, your skin color, or wherever you're coming from. Just believe in yourself and keep believing in yourself. At every new point in time, you have battles to fight. At every new stage, at every new glory, there must be a cross to carry. So keep believing in yourself.
Of course, we can't talk down on the importance of belief. If you don't believe in yourself, people will look at it the way you see yourself.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there are still cases where people look at you the way you didn't see yourself. But oftentimes, people look at you just as you define yourself.
Yeah.
So we can't talk down or undermine the importance of believing
Yeah.
first.
If you give up on yourself, even the world
Yourself.
give up on you.
Give up
Yes.
on, most importantly.
But
And
if you don't
also,
give up on yourself, the world can't
you
give up
won't.
on you.
So most importantly, just like it's specified, show up every day. Be
Show up
consistent.
every day.
It doesn't matter how long, right?
Show up every
Show
day.
up every day.
Show up every day. I call my laptop my baby because it's so dear to me. That is my source of joy. I call my laptop my baby because when you love someone, you always want to be around that person. You always want to see that person. A lot of people have maybe stopped calling me because when I'm with my baby, I don't take calls. There is something you're focusing on. When you're with your wife, you have to focus on giving her maximum attention. So when I'm with my baby, my laptop, I don't answer anyone. I focus on the business I'm doing for that moment. The moment is writing, and until I finish writing, I don't have any I don't owe anybody an apology to respond to their call, regardless of what it may be. But definitely after the call, after the work, I return all the calls. So you have to love what you're doing. I think I need to add this. Love what you're doing until people know that you're in love with it. Love what you're doing until people know that you are in love with it.
That's actually a good note. Love what you are doing
Until people know that you are in love
with
with it. Just love it. Just love it. When I was in my first relationship, I love her so much. I want the whole world to know. Do you understand? I keep posting her every day because that was the moment, right? I keep posting her every day, visit every. In fact, I can't remember a day that passed by without us talking. So when you love what you're doing, you want to do it every day. You want to shop every day. That is how it works. Love what you're doing until the entire universe knows that you're in love with it. And definitely, when they know that you're in love with it, they will appreciate it.
So this all from the CEO's Mr. Ifeanyi Mba side as regard the interview, and of course we've seen how overwhelming it is to publish another book another time. I could see the impact the book is already raising dust. Yes, a lot of persons are already confessing the positive impact. A lot of persons who were there that day were already giving reference. So you would want to grab your copy. Yes, at present at Amazon, you want to grab a copy by contacting the numbers on it. You want to grab a copy by reaching out to persons, and definitely you also be inspired by the book. So, any final word for?
The final word I want to say is they are humans. The black and the white, the rich and the poor. So if anyone have achieved a goal, please believe that you can also achieve the goal. You can do more if you believe in yourself. Finally, love what you're doing until the world knows that you're in love.
Thank you. That's all for now.